Welcome back to the Morning Blend. According to the Alzheimer's Association, about 6 out of every 10 people with memory loss will wander outside the house and become lost. If not found within 24 hours, as many as half who wander will end up hurt or even dead. This becomes more of an issue in spring as we all like to get outside. Paula Gibson with Azura Enhanced Assisted Living and Memory Care is here to explain different ways to keep your loved ones safe. Hi, Paula.
Hi, and thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and such an important reminder this time of year. Why is it that spring is a time that creates this wandering so much with those we love who have memory loss and Alzheimer's?
Well, the truth is, I think when spring happens, all of us want to get outside. The difference is when someone has memory loss, it's not expected. We expect them to want to stay inside. On top of that, when they do go outside, they're not always dressing appropriately. They're not always understanding where they can or shouldn't go. They might get in the car and get lost. And if they get hurt, they might not realize that they have a cell phone on or how to call for help. That's the scary part of wandering. But the truth is, once the weather gets warm, we all want to get out. So they are too. And if we look at dementia that way, as the things that they're doing are just how we feel, we just have to put the safety measures in place to keep them safe. It helps them and it helps us better cope.
Is wandering considered a sort of like a normal part of dementia?
It is. And in fact, wandering is just looking for something that's familiar to kind of shake off sometimes the environment that they're in. And again, sometimes it's just a simple fact of, I want to get out. We've all been cooped up so much, especially with this pandemic inside. So when the temperature rises, the sun comes out, it's natural to want to go outside, go out on the back deck, take a walk around the block. That's normal. Again, it's the memory loss that causes the issue where the safety concerns come in. But really, when you think about it, typically, if someone's looking specifically for home or to go to a certain place, they're looking for something that's familiar, that feels safe to them. So if we can provide that to them in the environment that they're in, or support them as they go out, walk with them, maybe take them for a ride past the old farm or to their old house, those are all things that we can do to help them navigate this wandering expression that they're having right now.
I think that's such an important point because, in my opinion, and I don't have experience with this, but it's not only a matter of keeping them safe and secure, but also instilling or helping to instill a sense for them of feeling safe and loved and that they're somewhere familiar. And that's why I love in your information online and in your bulletin that you talk about entering their wandering world.
Mhm. That is so important. If we can try and figure out what they're trying to accomplish. And with dementia, they lose that communication ability. So you have to use a lot of nonverbal cues or their personal history. Was he someone that always liked to go outside and garden? Then let's go outside and garden. And maybe we have to do a raised garden or take a big pot and put it up on a table so he can reach it easier. Those are all things that we can do. Now, the thing that we have to also realize is that when we talk about wandering, it doesn't always happen during the day. If it does, then it's an easy thing that we can go with them, enter their world and go with them wherever they might want to go to support them. When it's at night, that becomes a safety concern for, of course, the person with memory loss, but also for their family. And one thing that I would recommend is you can get very inexpensive alarms to put on the door so that if the door opens up at night, you're going to know. The big thing is always put it above their eyesight because most people with dementia don't look up, they look straight out or down. And that's part of the mosaic training that we offer to our team and to the community. Also through our website, you mentioned that we have a lot of resources on there. But at Azura, we really believe in providing these kinds of tips and tricks to caregivers, whether it's professional or family caregivers, as much as we possibly can. And the more you can engage them to wander during the day, the less active they're going to be at night, which is really beneficial for the caregiver, especially.
I love the video that we're looking at, Paula, because your place there is just such a homey, comfortable, inviting space. I've been there personally, and from the kitchen to the dining area to the living quarters. And then, of course, the individual residential rooms are absolutely gorgeous. Every detail has scientific research and reasons why it's there. So I'm so glad that we're highlighting and showing these different spaces. Tell us lastly, if you would, if a loved one is wandering, can you still come to Azura? Can you still use your services?
You can, and I would highly recommend it. You mentioned our Fast Walkers program. We have an internal walking path. You just saw our purposeful destinations where we put out things that residents can look at, see, talk about, converse about. But we also have at our Fox Point home a parking garage. All of our homes across the state of Wisconsin have beautiful backyards where the residents can go and do laps in the backyard. We also go out into the community with them too, just to kind of get our steps in. And that's a big part, is the exercise component of wandering. The other thing is, if you are concerned, please reach out to us. We have many resources to help you. And if nothing else, please familiarize yourself with the Silver Alert program. It's a program that Azura actually advocated on the state level for, and it helps find seniors who've gone missing. Typically, they're 60 miles away and have been gone for 6 hours, but the success rate of bringing them home safe has been huge. And we're so proud that we were able to help bring that to the state of Wisconsin.
I'm so impressed by your Silver Alert program, Paula. Thank you so much for joining us today. Such great services you offer and resources as well.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Azura Enhanced Assisted Living and Memory Care is open. They're also welcoming immediate admissions for short as well as long-term stays. You can give them a call and do a consultation at 414-376-5716 or check out their website. That's where you're going to find those incredible resources. Go to azuraliving.com.